Hi guys, we are happy to see you here again on our channel Business Translation, and it's our next episode with our guest Nurmukhambet Kuat, and today we're going to talk about the cultural sensitivity in translation. So first of all, let's ask from our guest to introduce himself and also to get the information about the cross-cultural communication in translation.
Hi everyone, my name is Nurmukhambet. I'm the first year student of the SDU University in the translation studies field. So I had 3 years experience in translation. So you're welcome to ask me any questions you want.
Oh, thank you. So, what sparked you to understand the cultural differences in translation and also in business? For example, communication in business or other fields.
So, if it comes about the cultural communications, let's start with the point that when you are learning kind of the language, should it be English, should it be Chinese, should it be Japanese, you are always getting the culture of the language, of the native speakers, of the people who are speaking in this language. So if you know the language well, you also would know something about the culture. But in case when you are translating or interpreting at the same time, the persons from another culture with another cultural codes and references, you need to be in on it. You should know what he's talking about, especially in a subject. For example, in Chinese, they have the two New Years. The first New Year that everyone is everyone is celebrated on it's on 31st December, and the second one is lunary, when the date is randomly. No, it's not like randomly according to their calendar, but for us it's randomly making. So it's you should be in it, like what do they do and etc. When, for example, in the speech someone says something, you are whether explaining what is this, whether not saying about it when you are translating things. So it comes to any kind of the communications. It should be business, for example, Japanese company versus American. That comes to the Nissan. Should it be political speeches? Also, when you're doing in politics, you should be on what's happening right now in this country, what he's speaking about. Should it be some, I don't know, administrative things? Yeah, you also need to know what is happening. For example, in Kazakhstan, we have association of the other nations. So there's 132 participants in it, and everyone has its own nation. So you need to be in it.
It's also maybe essential to mention, for example, how we need to, or how we should identify whether this topic is sensitive, culturally sensitive or not. Like, what is the importance of being aware about the cultural background or nuances
Okay, in my own opinion, it's like a humor. There is no any measurement. You cannot measure the importance of each cultural reference. So it only comes to you whether you want to explain it or not, whether you want to skip it or not. So, but it always comes about the time. For example, if you have a bunch of time where you can explain anything, where you can say that this is this. It's more better when you're explaining it, whether you are skipping it. But if you run out of time, because, for example, you are doing the simultaneous translation, where you have, for example, a couple of the seconds to analyze what he said and translate and say it, whether you should skip it or everything is personal, everything is on the translator's shoulders. He's on the back. It's on the back. So whether you want it to do, whether you don't, it only comes to you. Well, to your personal opinion, to your personal experience. Also, it comes while if one thing is repeated. For example, I said about the Lunar New Year, you say it once in the beginning and never say it again. You just skip it because you already explained what is this. So the people should be in the context of what you have said.
So you think like it depends on translations how they feel it's like culturally sensitive topic or rather like not, yes.
Also, it depends on the topic of the speeches. Like if it's 100% cultural, for example, I was a simultaneous interpreter in the cross cultural meeting. It was about the what called Vatandaşlar, if I'm not mistaken. You may check it in our SDU Instagram page. Yeah, when it's all everything comes to the culture, yeah, you need to do it. But if it's, for example, it's a joke during the political speech or business speech, you may skip it, but everything comes to your mind. You are the person who choose whether skip, whether not. So I cannot say the universal technique of how to do it. Everything is personal. Everything is important. So it's just very hard to say without the background knowledge of the situation or etc.
So do you think that it will be advantage for translators to respect the other nations or many like culturally background of other nations that will involved in, for example, in business communication meetings or other the conferences that will be engage other nations people like?
So, as a translator, as I said to the translator's ethics, we have a book called The Ethics of the Translator or Interpreter. Firstly, you don't have any opinion if it comes to the political, business, or etc. Like if someone doing the wrong thing, you have no opportunity. You have no opportunity to say what is wrong, what is right, because you are not the person who given the choice. You're just the person who gives the information to the person. Yeah. Secondly, you should be nice with everyone, even if it's a security man, even if it's CEO. They are all should be respected because you are the face of the person you are representing to. You are the only person who is saying like this man is this and etc. So if you show yourself as a wrong person, like everyone should notify it as they want. You are not showing only yourself as a wrong person, you're also showing the person you are interpreting as a wrong person. So just the universal saying, be nice and there is no opinion to you. Other things are personal.
Oh, thank you. So, to conclude, to sum up these all questions about cultural sensitivity or translation, so what piece of advice do you advice for professionals in translation, like about navigating cultural differences in communication?
First, I'd like to admit that you should be pretty well educated about. It will be perfect if you are well educated in all the cultures around the world, but I guess it's impossible. So just be on the topic of it. Secondly, respect every culture, respect every religion, respect every person if you meet in your way while you're walking. And the last thing, as I said, work with your ethics of a translation. You should read this book, read the book called Ethics of the Translation. Also, just be nice. Don't do any wrong things. Everything will be okay.
As I remember in the previous episode, you talked about the time to prepare before each interpreting section, conference, like that. So do you need some time to prepare about the culture, about the some nuances of that nation that will be involved in the conference, like in the business communication?
So yes, of course, because as I said in the beginning of this video, the culture and language are very well connected. So when you are learning language, you already know some kind of the culture of things. Also, you need to just remind yourself everything about like what culture is this, what is allowed, what is not allowed. Like I don't know, for example, in Japan or Korea, I'm not sure. When you're, for example, you are in a train or in a bus, like doesn't matter, and you're giving the old people like a ways to sit, like you can sit there, you are disrespecting them because you are showing them as a weak and they need a seat more than you. So you should know about this aspect. Just as I said, you should be nice. So the way you should be nice, you should know what is acceptable, what is not. So it also comes to the culture.
That's really interesting. That was beneficial. And so today, this is the end of our episode 2. And be with us, subscribe us, and then let's wait to other episodes about the translation and business. Thanks for joining us, dear Mr. Nurmukhambet. Yes. So to gain the information about these topics, these fields, so be with us and wait till the next episodes. Bye.